Fighting for freedom, liberty, and the restoration of the Constitution. The Patrick Riggins Show. Call in now at 865-243-8255. That's 243-TALK. And now your host, Patrick Riggins.
Welcome back to the last segment of the show. This is Patrick Riggins with the Patrick Riggins Show. Lots and lots of stuff going on here behind the scenes. But that's what happens in a major network show like this. Isn't that right, Tori? Tori just stays busy. It's a good thing you're a drummer because you got like hands all over the console there.
It is
moving
called
stuff
definitely
around.
Multitasking. You have to multitask to do this gig, that's for sure.
But it sounds so good.
Oh, well, thank you. That's my job, is to make you look pretty.
Oh, well, you're not doing your job.
And sound pretty. Well, looks I can't do much about, but sound pretty.
Yeah, I've got that face for radio, you know.
Yes.
And everyone sitting out there is going, well, that's the 1,035th time I've heard that stupid thing. So, all right, we're going to try to jump to a couple of calls here if we can, right here at the end of the show here. Sorry to get to y'all so late, but we'll go to Randy here in, I believe, Knoxville. Go ahead, Randy.
Hey, how you doing?
Pretty good. How you doing today?
I love your show. I think you're doing a great job, and the truth is something that really you can't divide or, it really is not polarizing. It is the truth.
Well, it's polarizing to people who don't like it. To the people who don't want to hear it. You know, unfortunately in America today, there's a lot of people who don't want to hear the truth, because if you hear the truth, then you have to deal with the problem that the truth addresses.
I wanted to bring up 2 points real quick. Number one, I love the Patrick Henry speech.
Yes.
People need to go back and research Patrick Henry's life. Patrick Henry was opposed to the federal government having so much power, and he rightly predicted if this power were given, that they would be out of control within 200 years. Well, go back and read Patrick Henry in detail, and you'll see he was absolutely a prophet as much as a politician.
Yeah, it is amazing to me how prescient our founders were, how they knew human behavior and human will and tendencies just from seeing all these other civilizations and looking at what happened. They knew what humans were and where they would push towards, and it just amazes me that they knew how all this would go and put in checks and balances to try and stop that. But of course, if our leaders ignore them by the Congress just delegating their powers to an agency, or the president just issuing executive orders right and left, then
right.
They would tell us, well, you're letting these people get away with it, so it's actually our fault, which it is.
The second thing and you're right, the second thing is that everybody should go back and remember Bill and Hillary Clinton's first platform product, which was national health care.
Yeah.
And they put it out there right out of the chute because they knew that it wouldn't be supported, but they wanted to go ahead and put the temperature in the pot where the frog was setting, so that they would start to get accustomed to hearing this. And Jay Rockefeller was quoted, and he doesn't get quoted very often because he's kind of behind the scenes, but, he's from a very influential family, no doubt. And he was quoted during that time when Clinton was promoting that, we're going to have national health care whether people want it or not. And the fact is that both sides of the aisle, as they like to refer to themselves, have voted for this and support this because I think their re-election campaigns are funded by people who want it.
Sure. Part of what we're talking about today, the hospitals are behind this because they lobby for this thing. What I've played on this show a few weeks ago, where the Republicans have said, we're going to repeal and replace. And they keep saying that like that's supposed to sell it to us. No, we don't want replace. We just want repeal. We don't want the other part. But these guys are all big government people, so they really don't have a problem. The Democrats will kind of screw us over quick, and the Republicans will screw us over the next 5 years. So, but the end result's the same.
What we need in America is an American party.
Sure.
And people need to go back and realize that the status quo if you look at history from the 29 stock market crash to what's getting ready to happen, and if people don't wake up and
well, the thing is, just have you a lot of gold. That's what you want is gold, because when you have a currency, well, it's just like anything. People don't understand. You know, if I'm selling a product on the street and I make more and more and more of this product, then the price is going to go down. That's just how it is. And if we have dollars and we make more and more and more and more dollars, then the value is going to go down. That's just how it works. I don't understand why people don't see this happening before their very eyes. You can see it in products. Markets work across the board, but they don't see it as far as the dollar is concerned. They say you're crazy, or you're a kook, or one of those crazy people who want to get a shack out in the hills and pile up gold and guns, and that's the thing. It's we have too many people now that just don't think. They just sit in front of the TV, watch American Idol, and whatever the news tells them is what the truth is.
Well, didn't the government confiscate gold and make it illegal to keep it at one time?
At one time they did, yes. And
they put a currency out there that really didn't have to be collateralized, I guess you could say?
Yeah, they did. And that's the problem.
Are those the same dollars we have today?
Yeah, and what they say now is you base the value of the money is changes, and it's more based on what your country produces and that sort of thing. It doesn't have a hard currency behind it. And when you start doing that, then you have places like the Federal Reserve, which is now starting to get some scrutiny. Thank you to Dr. Ron Paul there in Congress. When he started bringing all this up, people said he's just crazy and kooky. What's the Federal Reserve anyway? Because most people don't know what it is. It is a bunch of private bankers manipulating the money supply. Now, that's not conspiratorial. That's just the truth.
Well, didn't they find that in 1913 down on Jekyll Island, Georgia?
Exactly. And they went, if you'll read about how it was founded, it was very secret. They went down on trains back then, and they pretty much went and didn't tell anybody what they were doing. Again, as you mentioned, in the healthcare law, or when Clinton tried to bring that up, and she violated the sunshine meetings. Again, when these people are doing stuff in private, that tells you something's up.
Well, when they're elected representatives.
Yeah. Oh, they represent somebody, just not you. They represent their lobbyists.
I appreciate your show. I do. And I hope everybody will tune in and listen and tell their friends.
All right, I appreciate it, Randy. Thanks a lot, and thanks for the call. We're coming up on the end of the show here. Let's see here.
See, he knew about the boiling frog theory.
He knew about the boiling frog theory. You just bring that heat up slow, and that frog will just be content until he's cooked. Unfortunately, we're starting to get cooked. So
we're there.
Anyway, we've come up on the last of the show here, and again, I would like to thank everyone for listening and calling in and making this show. You're just making it more and more successful each week, and I just can't thank you guys enough. If you want more information about us, you can go to our Facebook page at facebook.com/Patrick Riggins Show. That last name is spelled Riggins Show. And be sure and hit the like button on there. And you don't have to be on Facebook to go to that. You can see it even without a Facebook account. If you'd like to follow us on Twitter, it's @, Patrick Riggins. And you can also tune in to our brand spanking new YouTube channel at youtube.com/Patrick Riggins Show. There, we try to get this show, we try to have it up tonight, by tomorrow at the latest. Our guys also break up the show into topics, so you don't have to listen to the whole hour. You can listen to just whatever topic you want to listen to covered in that segment. And you can also hear the archives as well. So, join me next Sunday afternoon at 4 p.m., where once again we'll talk about freedom, liberty, and the restoration of the Constitution. This is Patrick Riggins. We'll see you next Sunday. Have a fantastic week this week.
Join us again next week for a solid dose of truth on the Patrick Riggins Show, every Sunday from 4 to 5 p.m. Be there.